Stedman asked the question, I have a theory gating content like webinars and white papers gets people to submit their email address and show high intent, high purchase intent. And he's saying, what if we apply this to blog posts? If you gated certain content on blog posts until the users provide their email address, they should be revealing themselves to be high intent prospects. Once you have their email, you should be able to retarget them with specific ads. He said, the reason this makes sense to me is that content marketing funnels are very leaky, and attribution with content marketing is very difficult. I think this solution solves both problems. That's the thesis. I'd love for you to tear it apart. Well, challenge accepted. So there's two major problems with this. Number one is gating high value content automatically closes it off from Google. So Google can't see it, then it has no value, right? If Google can't see it, at least from a search perspective. So you need to have enough content that is high value, high keyword terms, that is indexable, that is findable, in order for Google to value it. The second problem, and I think this is the bigger problem, is I've tried content lockers. I tried that's what they're called. I've tried a WordPress plugin for it. They don't work, and here's why they don't work. When someone's looking for a blog post or a piece of casual snackable content, they are very early on in their intent. When someone downloads a white paper or a webinar, they've done some research already. You've established your credibility, and they say, okay, you seem to know enough from your public content that I'm going to go ahead and put my business card in the slot, if you will, and knowing full well they're going to get calls, they're going to get emails, all that stuff. Blog posts are not the same. Blog posts are discovery. They're much earlier on in the customer journey most of the time. And so locking it away, people see that and go, nope, I'm out. I don't trust you. I don't know you. I only found you because of search. If it's locked, I'm just going to go to the next search result. And then you have two harmful aspects from that. Number one, we know Google's algorithm has behavioral components to it. So if the user comes back and goes to the next listing, guess what happens to your rank, right? And two, you're turning away people who are there to be educated. Remember, it's the 3 E's: educate, engage, or entertain. You got to do one of those three. Ideally, you do all three. If something is locked away and there's only a teaser, you've done none of the three, and you have not proven your value to someone very early on in the customer journey. So the idea of content locking up content that's super high value blog content on the surface makes sense, but once you get into how people behave, how people think about things online, that's when it kind of doesn't really work. So it's a fine idea, and I would say, prove me wrong if you want. There are good content locker plugins for WordPress, like $30. Test it out. Do A/B testing. Use Google Optimize. See what happens when you lock some content and you don't lock other content. Maybe, I'm sure, I guarantee there is an audience out there for which this will work, especially if you have a strong brand already. For the average corporate marketer, we don't have the brand strength to do that. Could The Rock do it? Could a Kardashian do it? Sure, because they have such a massive brand halo that anything they put out, you'll get some audience participation, right? If Beyonce said, here's my grocery list, put your email address in here, I'm sure there would be hundreds of thousands of people saying, yep, I want to see the grocery list. But most of us don't have that much brand strength to pull that off. So that would be my other condition about making a statement is, yes, if you have super powered brand strength, people may do it. But for the most part, if nobody knows who you are, nobody trusts you, or not enough people know you or trust you, it's probably going to be an ineffective tactic. So give it a try, test it out, see how it works, but accept that it's probably not going to generate the results you think it will. Thanks for the question, and we'll see you next time on You Ask, I'll Answer.